Hello everyone and welcome to Low Budget Otaku, and today we have another Revoltech evolution. Hello everyone and welcome to Low Budget Otaku, and today another Revoltech Evangelion figure, the Evangelion Evolution Evangelion 13. And this baby is of course the reissue version that has this beautiful box. And if you know anything about my channel, I love me two things, Evangelion and Figma. So I hope Figma does things from Evangelion, that would be perfect. But let's start that intro.
Follow me. I'll cover you.
So let's take it out of the... So we got ourselves our instruction booklet that should tell us everything that the figure brings, all the accessories, all the hands, and it has some simple instructions how to put the accessories on the figure. Something Revoltech does very well. Then we have our hands. Our hands are inside that small plastic bag for the accessories that unfortunately is very small. Figma, please start making bigger bags, because this is very small. Below, oh, we have a plastic bag with some of the parts. So we have the stand, we have effect parts, and another effect part. So I'll come back to this in a moment. We have two Longinus lenses. They're actually very well painted. I really like it. It's like a chrome paint job. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Okay, very good paint job. They are very easy to plug together, even though they kind of look a bit fragile to me, but they're very long and they are very well done. Okay, so we got our two lenses. One of them actually brought a small paint effect. Let me see if I can focus here. A small dot there. And it is okay. Then we got ourselves the figure itself. Now one thing I gotta give negative points for this figure is that it is not on scale. So this Revoltech should be much bigger than the other ones that I have of the same collection, because this was taller on the show. No, on the movies. But it isn't. It is, I think, the same size, but I'll leave that to the size comparison. But I'm pretty sure it is not bigger. Okay, so it brings all of this plastic. Like, one of the things that it also helps you to tell originals from KOs is the amount of plastic that they put on this in between joints. So let me see the feel of him. Oh, from the start is a little bit weird, gotta say. Yeah, a little bit weird. Gotta say, I'm not liking this feeling. It feels a little too loose. Let's see if I improved. Oh no, it's still okay. He's feeling a bit too loose to me. A lot of other joints, Revoltech joints, very solid. Here in the middle is feeling too loose to me. Like, I just pulled this joint out to remove that little plastic part, and now it's like not really fitting well. Is it better? No, okay, it's better now. But it still feels a little bit flimsy to me. Okay, we have more hands inside. You have an extra torso. This extra torso is important because I believe this is the one who gives you the extra arms. So great detail. So this is like an awakened version. Then we have the extra arms. This is not the first Revoltech to use extra arms. If you saw my Revoltech EVA 03 review, even though these ones may seem to be a little bit more solid, I hope. So we got our Revoltech stand, same as always, same connection, and we have our claw. It's basically the same as always. We got this very nice clear effect part, and we got ourselves our AT fields. So there you go, very well detailed. It is very pleasing, and we can just connect here, and then it brings this little part that I believe should connect here, but I have no idea. Probably this should connect to the stand. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. It's not the best, but works pretty fine. Now let's go take a look at hands. Now all the hands probably are not the same. Like these hands, from one hand they have this black part to them, while these hands are just purple. And these hands we have this and this, and probably all of these hands should be from the main figure. So two pair of hands for the extra arms, and the rest are for the normal ones. Now all of them actually have their own peg, so they are not dependent on a Revoltech joint. This is different. I don't know how to feel about it, but so you have two grabby hands, shopping hands, there you go, and two fist hands. So the selection of hands is not the best, especially considering all of what we've seen so far from Revoltech. Another thing that I find weird is that no entry plug. I don't know if in the show there was no entry plug for this unit, but yeah, this guy, in terms of the main accessories, it brings a lot of things, but it lacks some of the things that the old ones used to bring. By the way, I also have some plastic on the head. Now this is weird to me. Now they changed some of the articulation points, including these elbow pads. They are a lot less glued. They are not glued to the shoulder, they're glued to the torso part. So it is a little bit different. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know if it's an improvement or if it makes it worse. But overall the figure looks great, but there are some options that it took that I just don't like. Now unfortunately this video was too long, so I decided to kind of skip or fast forward to the process of exchanging the torso and putting the extra arms in, because it was just too much. Now the process itself is not that hard, except for the torso part that continues to be really loose, but overall it is an easy process, and in the end it will look good. The problem of these figures is unfortunately not the appearance, but some bad choices. The size, the looseness of some of the parts, like the torso and the hands. The hands are also very loose. This pegged hand system is not good. The old Revoltech joint on the hands was much better. This just makes the hands fall off very easily. They don't really fit that well. It just doesn't feel as good as the other figures on this line. And to make matters worse, all of these Revoltech joints, all of this complexity makes it really not fun to pose this figure. You can pose it really well, but it is not fun.
And now comes the interesting part. Let your fingers get in there and have a good old rub.
Let's take a look at its articulation. So we got ourselves a Revoltech joint on the head, but it is very flexible and does allow us to do a lot with it, even though it is a bit more limited. Then we have another Revoltech on the neck. The neck is very thick. It does not allow you too much movement inside there. We have another Revoltech joint for the shoulder pad, and this time they are disconnected from the arms, so it allows you to adjust a lot more than previous figures used to do. Then of course each of the arms is in Revoltech joints, very clicky Revoltech joints. The only limitation is of course when you have this forearm form, they are very close together, so of course this arm is going to limit the articulation of this arm and vice versa, but they can give you great range of motion, but they can come off relatively easy. Another Revoltech joint on the elbow, and here we have a big difference. It is just pegged with a hinge, so no Revoltech joints on the ends for this guy. The other arms are the same, but the Revoltech joints are smaller and not as clicky as the upper ones. But yellow is the same, and so are the hands. Even though of course these hands have a different aspect than these hands, and they have this little plastic part that is just glued in, so be careful. Holding a little bit the pose. Then we have a lot of different sections for the torso, like all the EVAs, and we have, I believe, at least one here, I believe maybe one here and one here. Revoltech joints that give you great crunch and great leaning bed, so at least one here, and we already saw that one there. Here I'm not sure if there's any Revoltech joint or if it is just a floating piece. I believe it's just a floating piece. Speaking of floating piece, we have two floating pieces right here. Oh god, this is a little bit of a weird choice here. I believe it's just a lot of floating pieces, and then we have, I believe, two Revoltech joints. Hard to tell. Let me tell that I'm afraid for this part because it just looks weird, but I believe it's just floating pieces and Revoltech joints. So it's not, I believe this is a step backwards in relation to a lot of the other Revoltechs that have like the swivel and the Revoltech joint. Here I'm only seeing a Revoltech joint. I'm not seeing the swivel at all. And these floating pieces, I don't like them. I don't like them. They look like I'm going to break. So I want to kick forward. I can't. I want to rotate. I can't. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking these legs at all. Here we have just a Revoltech joint. And then we have another Revoltech joint with a floating piece. This figure loves floating pieces. But it does give you great range of motion, and it's so bent. So my biggest complaint on the articulation is the legs here, because it is weird. It's just, I can even tell where the Revoltech joint is pointing. You have two floating pieces on the way. Here, this one is going out. This one, I have no idea which direction he wants to bend. Not good, Revoltech. Not good at all. I didn't like that. This review is not being fun at all, so let's just skip to the size. SH Figure Arts Darling in the Franxx 02. Figma ReZero Ram. Figma Persona 5 Panther. Revoltech Evangelion Evolution EVA 01. Revoltech from the movie End of Evangelion EVA 02. And finally, the high-grade Bandai model kit EVA 00. I feel like this was my worst review to date. I just was not feeling this figure at all. I'm not giving it my low budget otaku seal of approval. I love Evangelion. I want to make the entire Revoltech collection, but this figure just did not feel good to me. The looseness on some of the joints, the hard time I had articulating this figure, the lack of size for the figure it should be, I just was not feeling it. So I'm sorry about this poor review. I hope still you'll subscribe and hit that little bell icon to check out all my other amazing reviews, my anime and movie talks, my cosplay music videos, and me on Instagram to always check out some amazing pictures.
See you next time.